Hey everyone, it is Neha here with College Shortcuts. I hope you're having an incredible day. Now, I am so excited to be doing this specifically today because we are now at the beginning of December. Now, a lot of you don't realize this, but you know, so many schools are ending early this year because of the way Christmas is set up. Let me go ahead and grab my calendar to show you what I'm talking about. So, one of the big things that people aren't realizing is that December, if you look at break, I've got my little calendar here. If you look at the break, technically some schools are ending on the 15th and then some are ending on the 21st. And it really depends. Comment below if you guys can hear me and see me because we have had some technical difficulties in the past, and I just want to make sure that you absolutely can hear me and see me. So I see some people are logging on. If you can hear me and see me, go ahead and type yes into the little comment box below. And send me some love, I don't mind. This is a live class, so anytime you have a question, please feel free to put it down below. So one of the big things about December this year is that, number one, a lot of schools are ending early, and a lot of schools are ending later and closer into Christmas break. And one of the big things I want to talk to you guys about today is that, we want to make sure you are ending the year strong here at College Shortcuts. Now, one of the big things that people don't realize is that there are three of the best tips that I have today on really how to make your December strong with your kids. See, we're about to go straight into holidays, and literally with the snap of a finger, it'll be Christmas. And I think a lot of people forget that. Actually, if you think about it, we're already at December 4th. We're into December, and so many people forget how fast it goes. Personally, just so you know, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here at College Shortcuts. We have been literally head down in essay editing up until about December 1st, which was on Friday, which for a lot of you, if you don't know, December 1st was the last round of deadlines if you were trying to apply early for almost 95% of the schools. And so our entire team has been working tirelessly through Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, and then, of course, through on December 1st on Friday. This weekend, definitely, my team took a lot of rest. And so now we are ready to be serving the families that will be doing applications from December 2nd through to the January 1st deadline. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how December can work for you regardless of the holidays, regardless of all the other things going on, because regardless of the holidays, you still need to make sure you're hitting your goals. So first things first is, I wanted to grab this here because I've got my perfect little list of things that I keep, and then of course what I want to talk about here today. So number one is to make sure you have a plan. Now it sounds really simple, but for the average teenager, let me tell you what the plan is, okay? It's okay, so I think this weekend I'm gonna hang out with my friends and maybe we'll do a sleepover, and yeah, I think we're getting tacos, and we're just gonna hang out, and Mom, can you take me to the baseball game tonight? I don't know if you have plans, probably don't, so can you take me to the baseball game tonight? And so this is what I'm talking about, and I see it all the time. Many of you don't realize this. I've walked into over 1,000 homes myself, and I know the dynamic that happens in terms of scheduling and really making sure you have a plan of action. And the problem is that we expect these teenagers to have these life skills that we have. We literally expect them to have it. By the way, there's no time management course in high school. There's no understanding of what it takes exactly to get a top grade. These students are trying to figure it out on their own while taking 5 to 6 classes, plus extracurricular, plus community service, plus working out, plus hanging out with friends. And so we've got to give them a little bit of what I would call mentorship. So today I want to talk to you about how to really build the best plan of action. Now, if you guys are logging in, my name is Neha Gupta. I'm the founder of College Shortcuts. We literally help students get into the college of their dreams every single day. Now, I see a lot of you guys logging in. At the top of my screen, it shows me there's people joining in here. And I would love for you to comment below. Just say yes to me or say hi so I know you're there and this is working. All right, so let's talk about what it takes to make a really effective plan. Most students will not do this on their own. I would say maybe if I was looking at 100 kids, I think about 3 or 4 would do this early on enough to really make it effective. So just remember that when I tell you this information, I'm not talking about like every top student does this. I'm saying that a lot of times parents are involved, or tutors or mentors, or people are involved in helping to teach them really how to make that plan of action. So let's talk a little bit about what that means. Now, I'm going to pull up my planner again to show you what that means. Now, when you're looking at trying to review, so we're looking at the month of December. Now, we are trying to review, if you look back through, August, September, October, November, and December's worth of material. Okay, so we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of material. Okay, now multiply that, if you think about it, 5 months times, let's say 4 weeks, that's 20 weeks of material, times 5 days a week is about 100 days worth of material, times 8 hours of material, so we're talking about 800 hours of material that is going to be tested at the end of the year. Now, for my Houstonians, a lot of schools have decided to cut out midterms due to Hurricane Harvey. But that doesn't mean your kid still doesn't have material to review and tests that are coming up to end the year and get those end of semester grades. I'm going to do another little exception point here too. Oh, awesome. Harpreet said thumbs up. Hi, Harpreet. Thank you. Again, anyone who's joining in, please comment below. This is a live video. So I see everything that happens, and I love it. You guys give me energy when you send it in. So the other thing I want to note is seniors may not realize this, and I'm worried about you seniors if you don't know this. Colleges will receive your first semester grades, meaning up until December, you need to make sure that you have got your grades really put together. That's why making a plan is so important in this process. Hi, Padmaja. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for logging in. So let's talk about what it takes to really create a plan of action for upwards of 800 hours of material that are going to be tested. They're going to be testing your kid in literally less than 10 days. So if you think about it, technically they're supposed to be reviewing 80 hours of material each day up until that test, which sounds a little insane, but technically that's really what's happening. And most kids are still on Snapchat or YouTube and watching cat videos, or on Instagram, taking photos of themselves, thinking like, I have time for this stuff. Okay, so we're here at December 4th, let's say, okay? And this may be a little hard for you to see, but this is December 4th, Monday. So a lot of students are starting tests actually in a week, and some are in the following week. And they may not have told you this yet, so my recommendation for today on Monday, Mondays are a great start day, my recommendation is to make sure that you sit down with your child and ask them when their tests are coming up. Now, on average, at minimum, a student has 5 tests if they're not doing midterms, or 5 exams coming up. And what I always tell my students to do, and it's a big deal, this is about the time where students are really kind of over it. They're Thanksgiving, they're still full off potluck dinner or whatever it was, and they are just kind of like still in that food coma. So to get the momentum back up by taking a week off can be very challenging. Tell me, yes, if you experienced that with your kid last week, after a week off of Thanksgiving, how hard it was for you as a family to get that momentum right back into the schedule. Type in, yes, it was hard, or no, it wasn't hard. Because I'm super curious if you know what I'm talking about. So if I'm hitting it on the nail, let me know. The second thing I want to talk about here is how to break down each day to really effectively make sure your kid is studying well. Now, the big thing that most students don't know, this is a little hack from a valedictorian, from top students. The biggest secret of what top students do, thank you, Padmaja, nice, yes, see, and I know it's so hard, the momentum can be so challenging to get back. The momentum's hard for me too, by the way. Like, if I take a certain amount of time off and then I have to get back on my consistency game, it's hard. I'll tell you an example. I was reading a book called Serve to Win. One of my best friends was a world tennis player, and she said this book is incredible. She actually played against Serena Williams, a really incredible person in my life, and I found out that tennis is a sport that literally it's 11 months of the year you have to be on your game. Imagine 11 months You have to literally, like, there's no breaks. And then that extra month, you still have to do the same stuff. You can take a little bit of a break, like do kayaking or cycling. So I'm reading this book and I'm realizing this person, to get to the top, had to be extremely consistent in their exact discipline and focus they did every single day. So the three big words you want to focus on here today are discipline, focus, and consistency. Everyone can achieve their goals if they have these three things. And most students are really focused at the beginning, really disciplined at the beginning, really consistent at the beginning, and then around this time, they're like, consistency goes down, focus is somewhere else, it's the end of the year, New Year's plan, and discipline is out the window. So having a plan can help to create that structure. Thanks, William. Good to see you on. So one of the best ways to create a plan of action, and it's about taking your goals and your dreams and breaking it into smaller chunks. And I do this with students all the time. Please feel free to reach out to us. There's a little message button. If you are interested in having someone help your kid with this, we can literally get this plan of action customized for your kid in less than an hour. So literally what we can do is, and I want to talk about how we build this plan of action. We'll sit there with the student, we'll find out what is the end goal. The end goal is the test or the final or the midterm basically coming up in the next 10 days. So I'm not sugarcoating, the issue at hand here. We're talking about 800 hours of material your kid has to get into their brain perfectly and done. Now, top students, just, this is a big tip. Top students at this time of the year have perfectly organized binders. No joke. I have never seen an all-A student or AB student have crap at the bottom of their backpack and pulling their papers out. There's no way. Organization is key at this time of the year. And so if your child isn't organized, you now need to spend an extra hour or 2 hours getting all tests, quizzes, notes in chronological order from August through December. And it sounds tedious, but if you don't know where the holes of your child's learning is, for example, let's say September 1st they took a test, they got a 52 on it, and they never took the time to learn it, you better believe it, when they take that test 10 days from now, they are not going to know what that concept was. And it's unfortunate because they never took a moment to be organized and learn from their mistakes. So making a plan involves getting very organized at the beginning, and the second part of it is making sure that you really break down this plan for them day by day. Now, a lot of you guys don't realize this. I am a total nerd, like disturbing. Like I think nerds rule the world, so I'm a total nerd. Now, you may not know this, but your child's prefrontal cortex is not developed. Actually, it doesn't develop until their mid-20s. So if you wonder what it is that makes you so good at organizing, planning, putting together dinners, knowing your kid's schedule, knowing your husband's or wife's schedule, knowing all this stuff, it has to do with the fact that your brain scientifically is formed better. And so most students operate out of, this is what I'm doing today. Oh, that paper's due on Friday? Oh, that's forever away. I don't do that till Thursday night. Or they're in fight or flight mode whenever something becomes stressful. So a lot of times I hear from parents, my kid just cries every night when they do homework. I'm like, that's not normal. It's because there's no plan of action to avoid the stress. And I'll be very frank, walking into 1,000 homes and being an expert at this for over 12 years, it's the parents that are a little more involved that help their kids create that plan of action to avoid the stress. Or it's about getting a mentor to really make sure that your kid has someone to look up to and is only a few steps ahead and knows exactly what to do, which is exactly what we do here at College Shortcuts. So let me talk to you about that plan of action. So first, when your kid comes home, you got to have the conversation. Let's just get it out in the open. How many tests do you have coming up? When are they? And when are your midterms coming up? That's got to be done like tonight, guys. So if there's anything you learned today, you got to do that. The second thing is, let me see your binders. That's why binder checks exist. Let me see your binders. Are they organized? Are they not? And if they're not, let's get that done. That takes 2 to 3 hours, depending on the level of devastation. Ugh. Okay, and then the third thing is about really breaking down the plan day by day. So I'm going to give you an example because I love examples. It's how I learn. It's how most kids learn. And I want to do a quick check-in for everyone that's on. My name is Neha Gupta. I'm founder of College Shortcuts and Elite Private Tutors. If you can hear me and see me, please type yes into the comments below so I know you're here with me. Now, let me tell you about how to break it down each and every single day. There's, let's assume, 5 subjects: math, science, history, English. Am I missing one? Language, usually, right? Let's just say that. And each of these, each day, literally on a planner, you can print, by the way, I'm obsessed with planners, but you can print out a calendar. I do this stuff all the time. Print out, look for December empty month calendar on Google, and you will get something, obviously not as pretty as mine, but you will get a page that has the months and all the days. And if you know the days of the test, write down what time and day those tests are with your kid. And then each day, in a different color if you want. I know, I'm a weirdo like that. And I like colors. I mean, look at my planner. I'm like obsessed with colors. So I would make sure that I literally go in and we write science, math, English, history, and language on each and every single day. And let me clarify something to you guys. You may want your kid to watch this. Every single day includes Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, I said it. I know. Everyone's like, oh, but weekends. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. Kids in Asia go to school on Saturday. Like, let's be honest. You can't just take a weekend off right up against the finish line of the semester. So, I'm just going to be real with you guys about it. You've got to make sure that you've got your weekends focused on homework and studying just for these 2 weeks. And I don't feel like I'm asking that much. That's what I would say to the kid. Look, I'm not asking a lot. I'm just asking for these 2 weeks, and then you have like 10 or 12 days off, dude. Like, whatever. So, gotta make sure that you put that every single day. Science, math, English, history, and language. Every single day, and chunk it out. So, for example, if you had the perfect student, assuming they studied chapter 1 through, let's say, 12 or 10, let's just do 10 for easy numbers, then every single day, you would literally break it down. So let's say today's Monday, today's organization day, getting stuff done, making sure we're all on the same page about our goals and dreams. Starting Tuesday, and just to clarify, your kid still has regular homework and tests going on. It's unfortunate that our school system still allows tests to happen through this week, and sometimes even through next week. But it happens. Regardless of that homework, they need to be adding things like Science, Chapter 1 and 2. Math, Chapter 1 and 2. Spanish, Chapter 1 and 2. English, first book read. History, Chapter 1 and 2. And that means that on that day, they spend roughly an hour to an hour and a half on each subject. Yes, you heard me right. If school ends at 3:15 or 4 o'clock, we are talking about studying pretty consistently until 9 or 9:30 or 10 at night. And that just needs to happen for the next 7 to 8 days. And I know it sounds like a lot, but if you think about it, any time that you have to do something that's challenging or difficult, or you have to end at a finish line, or any challenge you have, the hardest part of the challenge is always the last section. You hear it all the time from people. Oh man, just trying to lose that last 10 pounds. I mean, the first 40 were easy. I mean, they were hard, but they were easy. The last 10. The same thing applies here. If you have this plan, you know that your kid is going to be set up for success. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that means to take that daily goal and, of course, apply it all the way through. Because let's say they start Tuesday and they go through Sunday. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, which 6 days times 2 chapters would be technically 12 chapters. And let's say they had 10 chapters, you now have a little bit of leeway for lazy kids that are like, I forgot. Well, you have that extra day. And the best part is, most finals or midterms, they are spaced out day by day. They don't give you all 5 tests in a day. So they could be taking math, which means on the day before, they can study 3 to 5 hours just for that test. And the next day is English, so that night before, they can study 3 to 4 hours specifically for the next test. And so you've got all this time available to get this stuff done. Now, let me tell you what most students do. Parents don't talk about it. Parents are busy, decorating their house, making sure vacation plans are planned. They're like, get your stuff done. It hits It hits about December 10th, and I get the call. Oh my gosh, Neha, my kid has five exams next week. What do I do? Or I get the call December 17th, that's Sunday. Hey, do you have a tutor available to help my kid study for 10 hours of material? And we're like, wait a second. You want my tutor in an hour to go over 800 hours of material? No, it doesn't work that way. You guys may not know this, but my team of the top 12 tutors in the country, they are already getting booked. So if you are interested in getting a plan of action together, having someone to sit there, whether it's on video or in person, to get your kid organized, because we do this stuff, to get it all ready, to get them excited, to give them what I call the jumpstart, kickstart to finish off the year right, we can absolutely do that for you. And I want to do that because the last part of really being successful is not just having a plan of action. It's not just knowing where you're at academically in the grades and what needs to happen. But the last part is about getting a mentor who's already been there. You know, most students hang out with students that are around their level. They're all trying to figure it out as a teenager. But to have, let's say, an Ivy League consultant or a top-level coach come in and be like, dude, this is exactly how you get an A on that test. Let me tell you, because I do it every single year. So, I believe in shortcuts. And I want to clarify something, because I get a lot of hate about what the word shortcut means. Knowing the shortcut doesn't mean you don't have to do the work. You still have to do the work. There's no shortcut to losing 30 pounds unless you want to cut parts of your body off. You still have to get to the gym, and you still have to eat lots of greens and stay healthy. Right? That's true. But the shortcut would be finding a mentor that can cut the time down on how long it takes you to do it alone, who's already been there, who's already ripped, who already knows what it takes, and gets you the exact result you want. And I will tell you, as someone who's a peak performer in life and really focuses on mentorship and coaching myself, I will tell you that getting a coach to help you, and I'll just be really frank about it, the number one reason I hear from all parents, South Asian parents, American parents, all types of ethnicity parents, the reason why they love having us by their side is because the number one issue that we hear over and over, do you want to hear what it is? Tell me yes in the comments right now if you want to know the number one reason why we get teamed up with our teenagers or middle school students. Type in yes below. Because it's a reason that you wouldn't think would be the reason. Like, most people will say, oh, it's because the kids' grades are bad, or because, you know, they don't understand the subject, or they hate the teacher. But the truth of the matter, a lot of it, every time I talk to a mom or dad, is specifically around the fact that sometimes kids go through a phase of wanting to be very independent. And so anything you say as a parent can sometimes literally go like this. So the conversations, if you have it with your kid about, like, hey, what are the next tests you have? And hey, let's make a plan of action. And hey, let's organize your binders. To them, feels like you are either criticizing, attacking, or frustrating them. And you get this immediate pushback where they're like, Mom, I got it. Stop. I can do it myself. And it's really frustrating to watch because, first of all, it's frustrating because you are your kid's number one fan. You know it. You took the time to birth that thing. You're the one that, like, loves it all the time. You take care of it. You feed it. You drop it to school. I mean, but they don't have that mindset that you have. And instead, they look at it as, oh, my gosh, my parents are breathing down my neck. And I'm sure there are times you as well didn't listen to your parents, too, or you found them a little frustrating. And so that's one of the major reasons why we get brought in, because we love getting in there and helping to lower the stress levels in your house, make sure things are even keel and relaxed. But then we're also really helping because we're mentoring the student. You know, we feel young and hip to them, and they're like, oh, this is cool to do? Oh, cool, I'll get a planner. And like, oh, I'll organize. Oh, that's what she does? Oh, that's really cool. Oh, that's what the top students do because I don't really hang out with them. Or I've been doing it this way, and it's been so hard, and I haven't been able to tell my parents, like, how hard this is. because I just want to act like I'm cool and everything's good. And you have to understand a lot of top performing students, they don't know how to ask for help. So I'm just here to tell you that there are major ways to really end this year off strong with your kid, happy with your kid, making it easy and effortless to really do well at the end of this year. And so I wanted to do this quick video here today to really give you my top secrets of what we do here at College Shortcuts and Elite Private Tutors, how we help students literally combat stress and anxiety at the end of the year. And I've literally given you my entire plan and action of what we do with students, but I also want you to know that having someone to walk your kid day by day, even if it's hey, I don't understand this stuff in this chapter in this subject, can someone help my kid? Yes, that's why we're here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I think so many times people forget, what it is that we can do. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. And if you do want to get this type of help to really make sure that your kid is set up just for the end of the year, our phone number is 713-401-2867. And I love to say this too. It's 713-401-2TOP, T-O-P, like to the top. Because we really love doing this with our students. And a lot of times the kid's not going to listen to you when you say, hey, you got to work on Friday and Saturday. But if they have a coach by their side pushing them along, they feel a lot more confident, they feel like it's a lot easier, and they feel a lot less stress. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Again, just to reiterate what we've talked about here today, we've talked about the importance of making a plan. I've walked you through specifically exactly how we break things down with students, how we really look at the end goal, we figure out what they're doing every single day, and then how to effectively, make that happen. And there's all sorts of ways to study in a fourth of the time when you have a coach, or even a hundredth of the time with some of these kids, for those chapters to know exactly what you need to know for the test. And the second thing I really talked to you about was really knowing where your kid is at. Being really open and honest about it. What are their grades? When is the test? How organized are they? And getting all of that led together. And then, of course, the last thing I talked about here today was the importance of getting a coach or mentor. And I'll end on this one thing. I'll give you myself as an example. Usually if I go to the gym myself, and this is kind of a funny story, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, but I feel like if I admit it, maybe one of you guys will learn from my own experience, even if it's hilarious and embarrassing. So, if you're with me, type yes into the chat box, of course. And remember, you can message us at any time. My team is always available. They'll respond to any questions you have, and any way we can support and serve you. That's why we're here. So, I'll tell you a great example. There's certain things I'm incredible at. I'm incredible at academics, incredible at business, incredible at a lot of parts of my life. But one of the things I do challenge with is going to the gym. And maybe it's because, I don't have a lot of role models for that. Let's be honest. My family's like full of samosas and chai. So I go to the gym, and I'll go in, and I'll take my gingerly nice time, and I'll put my stuff in my locker, and I'll kind of look around. I'm like, oh, everyone's so nice in here. Then I'll go to the steam room, and I'll sit there, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting my stretch on, getting all warm, and I'll sit there for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, really warm. I'm like, that must have been a workout because I was so warm. Then I'll walk over to the treadmill, and I'll take the treadmill, like, I'm going to warm up. I'm going to go 2.5. Before you know it, I've done 20 minutes. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty great. I'm kind of hungry. And then I'll go downstairs to the little cafe, and I got myself a smoothie. I'm like, I went to the gym. I'm awesome. But the truth of the matter is, I actually didn't really do what I was supposed to do. And a lot of students do this. Now, I have a mentor who is helping me, and today, crazy enough, I burned over 850 calories in my workout. And I will tell you something, I definitely wasn't doing that on my own, sitting in the steam room, hanging out, drinking my water, walking on the treadmill at 2.5. I probably was burning maybe 100 calories in that workout. So the real question is, do you want the shortcut, or do you want your kid to suffer and stress and anxiety and try to do this while their prefrontal cortex is informed, trying to make a plan, trying to figure it out, trying to listen to you, a lot of yelling in the house? I didn't think so. So definitely reach out to us. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, just I can tell when all of you are watching. If you enjoyed this, please make sure to comment below. Please send a message to us as well. And if you do enjoy these videos, at the very top of my page at College Shortcuts, you can click on the top little area and it'll say get notifications to watch more of these. And that way you can see more of these tips and tricks on how to really make sure that you are the most awesome parent and your kid is highly successful to really end the year right. I hope you have an incredible, incredible day. My name is Neha Gupta, founder of College Shortcuts and Elite Private Tutors. And if you need any help making your December amazing, I am totally here. And of course, because it is the holidays, guys, and I'm kind of obsessed, Merry Christmas this year. I'll be doing a lot of fun videos with this on. So have a great day and talk to you guys soon. Bye.